Hi Stampers, it's Tina Shaw from TinaLovesToStamp.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Fairborn, Ohio. Follow me on my blog and sign up for my email updates and my newsletter. And if you do not have a demonstrator and would like one, let me know about that as well on my blog. So today I have my third card from this week's kit, and today is November 28th, 2020, and this one I think may be my favorite. I just think it's so gorgeous. I cased this idea from another demonstrator named Helen Reed, and I just changed up a couple little things, but oh my gosh, it's so fun, and I think it's just gorgeous. Here's the inside. I used In the Pines bundle, which is this stamp set right here, and of course the dies. Which tree? I think it's this little tree back here, is this one here. And I also, on the inside, I love this verse, so I used that verse on the inside. I've used Seaside Spray, Misty Moonlight, Night of Navy, and then the white craft ink pad, and you'll see how we do that in a minute. So first, let's look at what we have. So I have a piece of Seaside Spray, and this is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. Piece of Whisper White, that is 5 1/4 by 4. And then I also had another piece of Whisper White that is the same size, 5 1/4 by 4. And I ran this one through the Evergreen Forest 3D embossing folder. It's just beautiful. I don't know if you can see all the detail, but it's lovely. And of course it really shows up once you add some ink to it. Okay, and then I have one more piece. Well, actually I have a couple. This is the little tree here, and as you can see, it's 3D. And what I've done is used a piece of the foam adhesive to the back. I put a piece of white, Whisper White cardstock on the front of it, and then used my die and ran it through the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. And so I'll show you how this comes apart. Super easy and ready to stick. I also used the adhesive backed snowflakes, and I used the metallic mesh ribbon to make my little bow right there. And I've used the stamping sponges. I always cut my stamping sponges in at least 4 or 6 per big sponge. Punch out a little piece of the cardstock, like this one is Seaside Spray, Night of Navy, Misty Moonlight, and that way they're always ready for me when I need that particular color. So what I did first, okay, and this is the little piece down here that's going to be like the snowbank. And this was also cut from In the Pines, this little curvy die right here, and just on a piece of white Whisper White cardstock. Cut it out with my cut and emboss machine. Okay, so what you want to do is take your embossed piece and open up your ink pads. So here's my Night of Navy. I use it the least. Misty Moonlight is my middle shade, and then Seaside Spray is my lightest. So what I'm gonna do is start out with my Seaside Spray, and I'm gonna ink it up, get a lot of ink on it, and then you want it on a scrap paper. Get it nice and inky. And always make sure that you rub it off first on your scrap before you start putting it onto your paper, or else you'll get some scratchy blotchy marks, which you don't want. So what I'm going to do is just first of all go very lightly. Like I said, this is my lightest color. And so I'm just going to add a little bit all around with it. And I want to go down the sides real good. And the bottom really doesn't matter. You just want to make sure you get enough ink down there that it will be covered up. Okay, so there's my light shade. So next I'm going to take my Misty Moonlight sponge, ink up my Misty Moonlight. Again, make sure you blot it off. And then starting on the edge, I'm going to go just mostly on the top. And like maybe a little bit above the trees here. And then down. And then add just a little bit down here. See how I'm leaving like this part in here to be the lightest. Now I'm gonna take my Night and Navy and ink. Of course, this is going to be your darkest, and so all I want to do with this piece is just mostly get around the edges. You have to be really careful, or at least I do, because I have a tendency to rub too hard. You want to have kind of a light hand with this. You can see I'm getting my 3 tones of color. So see how my outsides are darker. Okay. I never hold my paper still. I should tape it down. Okay, so I think I want to go back over it a little bit with my Misty. On my center here. And then maybe just a little bit of my sea spray. Isn't that pretty? It's really pretty. Okay. Okay, so there. So I have my lighter, my medium, and then my dark. I know I really, really like to add. You just add it until you get it to the color that you like. I'm about happy with this, I believe. I think that's good. Okay, so now this is Night and Navy. I'm going to close that one up, and then I'm going to leave my Misty opened because I'm going to stamp. Set that aside for a minute. I'm going to stamp my words here and then my words on the inside. So I think I want it to be like that. So I'm gonna grab Peace, Love, and Peace, Joy, and Love. And this came from the Dove of Hope set. Sometimes I can get away with using one set, but normally I love to mix the stamp sets. And there's that. Very pretty. And then my inside piece right there. And then my inside verse, I'm going to use Misty Moonlight. And I'm going to try to get this in the center. It always helps if you use your grid paper to line it up. Like I said before, it's a little bit easier. Voila la, like it. Okay, and then I also used the tree stamp is from In the Pines set, and I'm going to use the lighter blue that's in the Sea Spray. And I just kind of liked it with the trees all across the bottom. You could just do a couple if you wanted, or you can do it all the way across like I did. Color is so pretty. This time I'm gonna add one more. There we go. So there's my inside piece. And now I'm going to take and go ahead and put my inside piece in. And I'm going to use my liquid multi-purpose glue, my Tombow. Glob. Get off of there. Doesn't want to come off. Don't want to bubble there. Okay, so I think actually, how do I want to do this? Not that one, this one. This card, actually I have a boo-boo on the front, but it's going to be covered, so I have to make sure I got it the right way. Okay, so now I'm going to bring this piece back in, and I'm going to take my craft white ink pad, and as you can see, I've already added a little bit of my re-inker. It doesn't want to come out this time. I have it upside down. There we go. And I'm going to take one of my water painters. These are the new ones that came in the catalog, in the new big catalog in June. And so what I'm doing is making a mess. And if you ever get these and you try to take them apart, just remember that they screw on the opposite way than you think. Okay, so now what I want to do is just load this brush up, and then I just want to tap. And boy, am I making a big mess on my desk. So this is my snowflakes. Add as many as you want. I think that's about as good as I want. Isn't that so cool? Okay, so now I'm gonna let that dry, and I'm gonna get a tissue and wipe off my brush here. Squeeze out some more water. The nice thing about these, that's how you clean them, is just by squeezing the water out and wiping the ink off. So it'll be good to go the next time I want to use it. Okay, love these. These are in the annual catalog. So now I'm going to take this piece and I'm just going to glue this down using my liquid glue again. And going to just put that right down there so you don't see any underneath piece. Okay, so pretty. Okay, so now I'm going to take my tree that I did earlier, and actually all you have to do is pull this off and then just pull this apart semi-carefully. It's got lots of little pieces here. And what I should have done earlier is poke out all of my little pieces here, because when you use that adhesive foam that sticks. So I'm gonna punch those out and I'll be right back. Okay, so I took my Take-A-Pick tool and I poked out all the little pieces there that I should have poked out before I took it apart. So I don't know if that is better or worse to do it before or after. Okay, so anyway, I peeled the back off and now I'm just sticking this to my card. So now I have a 3D tree. Isn't that so cute? Let me show you. I brought over, this is the pack of foam adhesive sheets. And so both sides have the peel away, so it's sticky on both sides. So all you do is peel away this side and you put down whatever cardstock you want to cut out. So that I chose the white, so this is Whisper White cardstock that I put on top of here. And then I just took my die, which was this one right here. And of course this is off and then the white paper is on it, the white cardstock, and then you just run that through your cutting machine and then that cuts that out. I love it, love it. Okay, so the only thing I have left to do now is find my little bow, my ribbon. And this actually was with the Halloween section in the holiday catalog, but I think it's so pretty. I wanted to use it for something shiny, like a Christmas card. Just want to get it the right size. I think that's about right. Maybe a little bit smaller. See how you just pull it and pull it back through and get it to the size you want it to be. And then I'm just gonna trim me off some ends so I'm gonna use a glue dot. So I'm just gonna grab a glue dot and I kind of want to roll it a little bit. Just stick it right behind the knot of the bow. And then just stick it right there on that tree, like that. And then trim my ends off. Still too long. Okay. Isn't that so cute? And now I want to use some of my pretty little adhesive back snowflakes. So I'm gonna just put one here, put one down here, put another one over here, just to give you some more glittery, shiny prettiness. So then now all I have to do is attach this to the front of my card. And whenever I attach a piece that has been embossed, especially when it's deep embossed like with the 3D folder, I want to use my liquid glue. Unfortunately, I have ripped a few cards because it stuck to the glue. So see, I told you I had some boo-boo on there, but it didn't matter because look, it's covered up. I think that is just so beautiful. It's just really peaceful. I love it. And then the inside. And then I also had, I think I have an envelope out here. I do. So I thought, why not do some trees on my little envelope too? And I want to use the seaside again. And I just want to add a few trees. I think I want trees. Yep. Just put some trees on the front. There's our card. Like I said, I think this one's my favorite. So make sure sure that you go to my blog. You can follow all of the directions and the dimensions on the blog. They should be there. And make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. And I hopefully will see you again next week with another new kit. Thanks for joining me. Bye-bye.